Hello guys and welcome back to my channel. In this video I'm going to do an update on the orchids that I have growing in semi-hydro in self-watering pots, and I'm going to talk with you about what I do as a maintenance for them. Also I will say again how I care for them. So, I will start by explaining what it is, the semi-hydro method in self-watering pots. So, here we have an example which is quite obvious. We have an interior pot and which is filled with leca beads, and at the bottom of it we have a microfiber string. I cut it from a microfiber cloth, and this one has drainage holes. And the interior pot, it is placed into a decorative pot which does not have any drainage holes, and this part is the reservoir. The microfiber string is going to wick up the water, and then the leca beads are going to do the same thing, so the roots can take up some moisture, and the orchid is going to grow really well. Now in self-watering pots, I keep all the time the reservoir full, so when it is going down the bottom of the pot, I'm going to refill it with fertilized water. I usually don't perform flushing of the pots nor soaking them, except once or two times a year, when a thick layer of algae it is going to form. If you are using transparent pots, algae are going to form, and they are not bad for orchids until the layer becomes too thick, and then it needs cleaning up, because some of the algae are going to die. I clean up these decorative containers once the water starts to smell bad, because that is the moment when the environment is not proper anymore for anything to grow in. So when the algae starts to die, it does not have a fresh smell anymore, and you are going actually to see the difference in smell when you have algae inside the pot but it is alive. It smells fishy but not bad, and when the algae starts to die, it's just smells like decomposing materials. So at that point I am going to shower the orchid, the leaves actually, really well, and then I am going to clean the decorative container with a sponge with a 5-20 solution, which is an algicide. Then I'm going to rinse the pot, and then I'm going to soak the entire pot overnight, the entire orchid actually overnight, with cleaned water, with pure water, distilled water, or reverse osmosis water. So any salts and mineral buildups are going to get cleaned. After that, dump the water and refill the reservoir with fertilized water. I don't put a lot of work into cleaning every single bit of algae, because anyway the algae is going to come back, and also on the string as well it is going to form some algae, but that is not bad. So this orchid is my Cattleya dowiana. This is a very special orchid, very fussy one, and this one is supposed to be hard to grow, and she is supposed to die if you keep the orchid at all time moist, which is not at all the case. This orchid in my case is absolutely full of roots. I have roots, aerial roots, but I also have a lot of roots inside the pot, and actually I wanted to show to you. I have roots which went in the water. Now these roots sometimes will continue to grow for a specific time, and sometimes they will stop, but usually they will just stay alive, and they will wick again the water up to the other roots. And this is basically a sign that the orchid is performing well in this method. When I have moved the orchids from semi-hydro, the classic method with the drainage holes, actually you can see that initially I had these pots for the classic semi-hydro, and then I switched it into the self-watering ones, and that was to save up water, to water less often, and pretty much not to make any more a mess, because quite often I water them on the windowsill and the water got spilled out. If I reached the level of the reservoir, the water would flow and make a mess. So I glued them after I cleaned the pots really well and the pots were dry. I glued them with hot glue, and it holds really well. Water does not spill out anymore, so I reused them. Sometime after a specific amount of months or years, depends on the orchid, the base roots which reached the water are going to die. That depends on the particular orchid. You should not worry. I will just cut them off, the ones which are dead, and the orchids grow very well. They grow each year bigger pseudobulbs than the last. Just look at these ones. They're really amazing. As you can see, the orchids do perform better each time. Now, unfortunately, this summer I did forget to shade the orchids a few times, and I do have some ugly burns, but that is fine. I don't mind it. I will be more careful this time. And here we have again Cattleya varsovicii, a very special species. And for the first time it produced a sheet last year, and this year again another suitable with a sheet. This one is supposed to bloom in the summertime after the sheets dry out, and the Dowiana is supposed to rebloom when the pseudobulb matures as the leaves unfold from a green sheet. So this one is expected to bloom in June and this one in July, but at different times. So again, another orchid, gorgeous one, a bush almost, with a lot of pseudobulbs and roots, and I'm going to try to show to you. They're all doing really well. This one also has a lot of roots, as you can see, inside the reservoir, and they are still alive. They are doing well. So yeah, here again another orchid, roots inside the reservoir. They are all doing great actually. And yeah, different orchids do drink up the water at different times, so I don't always water them all at the same time. As you can see, this one is a drinker, the reservoir is less full, while this one has just been rewatered, because this one is the fastest drinker. So yeah, I'm going to just water them with fertilized water, and once or two times a year I'm going to clean up the algae, and this is pretty much how it looks when it is cleaned. The water is transparent. I do have some algae on the pot because I didn't really completely clean it. The microfiber cloth still has some algae, but that is okay. It wicks up the water, and if you smell it, it smells kind of nice actually. You can see it is a micro environment with living organisms, which is good for them. And as I said, each pseudobulb is bigger than the last. Here is the Cattleya siam jade, which just dropped its 4 blooms. This is the biggest pseudobulb, 3 leaves. For the first time it produced 4 blooms. So yeah, I think I do have enough signs that these orchids do perform quite well in this method. So alright guys, this has been the video for today. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comment section below and I will be more than happy to answer them for you. Thank you so much for watching and see you all next time.